everyone, welcome to my recipe book with me, Tarika, where today I'm going to be making party dips. So, I'm pretty sure that you've been in situations where you've called people over and you've cooked a really awesome meal for them, but then you're just too exhausted to even think of what to serve for snacks. So, which is why I'm going to show you two really easy and flavor-packed dips that you can make, probably ahead of time even, and plenty of options on how to serve them up. So let's get started with the first one. It's a Thai-style peanut dip. So obviously for a peanut dip, the first thing you need is peanut butter. And I'm not going to judge you on what kind of peanut butter you're going to use. If you have homemade organic peanut butter, use that. But if you are using store-bought peanut butter, that's fine too. If you want to know how to make homemade peanut butter or maybe even almond butter, leave me a comment and I'll probably make that recipe for you. We're not heating anything right now. We're just getting this peanut butter in. And now I'm just going to grate some garlic. There's about 2 small cloves of garlic. And now I'm going to add some fresh lemon juice. If you have a lime, that's even better. I couldn't find lime, so I'm using lemon instead. But lime will go very well with Thai style anything. So in Thai cuisine, you're always balancing flavors between sweet, salty, spicy and sour. And now for the salty element, I'm using soy sauce. For the sweet bit, I'm using just about a teaspoon of brown sugar. Now, of course, as a substitute, you can always use white sugar. And now, if you've been watching my recipe book for a while, you will know that my favorite part is always adding the spicy element. So I'm adding a little over a quarter of a teaspoon of paprika. But if you can't handle too much heat in your food, go with lesser. That's the thing about this dip. You're just adjusting the flavors to whatever you like. So that's in. And now I'm going to get some coconut milk. So I'm going to start with an equal amount of coconut milk as the peanut butter. So that's 1/3 of a cup. But usually I increase that amount, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so now I'm just going to get this onto a gentle simmer for it to cook slightly. And I'm putting this on very low heat just because I want the flavors to meld together. And then I'm going to let it cool. So there it goes. Okay, so we're already liking the way this smells around here. So I'm just going to quickly give it a taste. Because this is me, and I can always handle things a little bit more spicy, I'm going to make it slightly more spicy and add just about a teaspoon more of coconut milk. Okay, so that's it. I'm just going to take this off the heat. So, if you're making this in the morning and then heading to work, you can just wrap it with some cling film and leave it in the refrigerator. I, however, if you have been watching my recipe book, will not be using cling film. Well, not unless I really have to. Or you know why. Okay, so dip number 2 is one that I'm going to make with some Greek yogurt. So now, don't get alarmed. This is not something fancy that I bought at a really expensive supermarket. It's actually something that I've been making all my life, and I'm pretty sure you've been making it as well. This is actually hung curd. You let the water or the whey drain out from this yogurt for about an hour or so, or maybe a little bit longer, but not longer than that. Otherwise, you're going to end up with labne. And that, my dear, is what Greek yogurt is. So I've got about 400 grams of yogurt that I started out with. I've drained it, and what I'm left with is about 1 cup of Greek yogurt. So I'm just going to chop up this coriander finely because it's going to end up in the Greek yogurt. And when you're eating this dip, you don't want any big pieces of the leaves coming into your mouth. That seems to be done. Okay, so I'm just going to gather that up and put this in the bowl with my Greek yogurt. So I'm not going to add too much lemon juice, just about 1.5 teaspoons because I'm going to add something else later which is also going to give it a little bit of tang. You'll see what it is. I'm just grating 2 cloves of garlic. I'm just going to stir that in right now. So can you see just how thick and creamy this is? This is what Greek yogurt or hung curd or hung yogurt does to a dip. Okay, so now we just want to liven up these flavors a bit. So I'm going to add all the spices. Paprika, about 1/4 of a teaspoon. some salt, a tiny pinch of coriander powder, now for some pepper. And so now for the secret ingredient, I just like to add a very tiny amount of some English mustard. It just, adds that zing to this dip. Just stir that in. Okay. So now I'm just going to give it a taste, and this is what you must always do with these dips. I think it's fine the way it is. So I'm just going to put it in this bowl before I can garnish it. Just look at that beautiful texture that only a Greek yogurt could give you. It almost looks like ice cream, right? Like a soft serve ice cream. No, you don't think so? Maybe I just want ice cream right now. Maybe that's what I'll do once we're done shooting. So at the beginning of the video, I promised you plenty of options to serve these dips with, and that's exactly what I've got for you. So one is that you can always expect is some potato chips. So I've got that in a bowl. And now for a healthier option, I've got some sliced carrots. These are just peeled. And now for the next thing that you can serve up is some cucumbers. So I've sliced these cucumbers, and what I've done is also that I've just scooped out the seeds. Now this is a pro tip that I'm giving you. If you're doing this ahead of time, if you're making this in the morning and you need to serve it up in the evening, this is what's really important, because the seeds, if you leave the seeds in, that's what's going to make the cucumbers really watery and soppy if you leave them in a box. So you want to get the seeds out, and it'll make it much easier to serve them de-seeded. We've done a slightly naughty option, not so healthy option with the chips, and I've also given you healthy options with the carrots and the cucumbers. So we have to have something in between just to balance it out, right? So I'm going to also serve these up with some crackers. Now if you're looking at me and saying, crackers are supposed to be served with cheese, and what are you doing? You don't know what you're doing. So just trust me on this. I've tried these crackers with the peanut dip and the Greek yogurt dip, and it really tastes very good. I think our platter of snacks and dips is ready for our guests this evening. Are you going to have some people over?